There is a growing wave of censorship, hate, and indifference in this country, and it's making people feel powerless. So I'm building something to fight back. It's a company called #Hustle. And this video is about why I'm starting it from scratch with no outside funding and a mission to change the world. All right, let's start with why I'm building this company and what's happening in the US right now that makes this so urgent. Under the Trump administration, there are things that are happening like book bans and trans bills that are restricting which bathrooms people can use. The concept of what is autism is under attack. And this entire administration seems to be both anti-science and definitely anti-nonprofit. At this point, inaction is no longer an option. So this company, #Hustle, and this channel is designed to turn that outrage into actual impact to the charities and to the organizations who are boots on the ground, trying to do things like restore books back to schools and libraries, to make sure that those in the LGBTQ plus community are seen as individuals, that those who are trans or their sexual orientation and sexual identity are being questioned, that they have the rights just as much as everyone else. I hope that this channel reaches people who want to take action. And you want to do that by getting active, by doing something, feeling that you're a part of this, as well as raising money for the causes that people care about. So who am I? Why do I think that I can do this? Well, I am just a normal person. One of the things that you find out as being a small business owner is that anybody could do this, and everybody's really kind of making it up. Personally, my background is over a decade in the nonprofit tech world. So I worked for some of the largest companies in the world in building and selling peer-to-peer fundraising platforms for nonprofits. Along the way, the companies that I've worked for have helped nonprofits raise over $3 billion in the campaigns, in all of the fundraising that I have helped them set up, but I was only one small part of that. In my work in the world of nonprofit fundraising, there were a couple of things that I have seen and that I have found. Number one is that these nonprofits are not scams. They're not here to be questioned about how much does the CEO make and how much goes towards administrative expenses. These are the people doing the things that we want to be done in this country. They're feeding kids who are hungry at lunch. They're distributing food to the hungry in their communities. They're helping to house those that are going through the struggle of finding a place to sleep at night. They are boots on the ground, changing the world. And in return for that, they are given some of the hardest working conditions in the white collar world. And by that, I mean they have limited budgets and their budgets are scrutinized. How much are you paying for marketing? And how much are you paying people to work there? They're being questioned all the time. And that overhead myth that has been discussed, and there's a lot of great videos on that. If you haven't seen Dan Pallotta's TED Talk, all about the struggles that nonprofits are facing. At this point, it's over a decade old, but it's extremely impactful, and I would encourage you all to check it out. And his central point is that nonprofits are limited. They're limited in the people and the technology that they can use in order to change the world. So what I want to do is help provide funding to these nonprofits. It's hard for them because of those restrictions in terms of what fundraising they can do and when, and how do they set that all up, and the organization cross-functionally among teams. It becomes difficult, and sometimes they get in their own way. In my experience, we would work with organizations who are trying to cure a deadly disease, and we would advise them, hey, if you do this type of fundraising event at this time of the year, we think it can raise millions of dollars. And the response is, we have something that's kind of competing with that, and we can't do a walk at this time of the year, or we can't do a reading challenge because it doesn't fit our brand. So my confidence in this business and the reason that I'm diving into this right now is that number one, there's real world proof that this works. The fundraising challenges that I have helped to stand up and execute in the past provided opportunities for thousands of people to join challenges, to do things like do 20 push-ups a day to raise money and awareness for veteran suicide, or play board games with your kids at night to help feed kids who are hungry at lunch. That model has resulted in extremely low costs to acquire participants for them, and it's very effective at turning them into fundraisers. So I believe there is an opportunity to create this business and a brand organically to source people who want to do these activities, who want to change the world. And we don't need the permission of these nonprofits. We just want to give them the money because we're passionate and we want to change the world. If you're a business owner and you've made it to this point, this is how I'm building this business. I'm starting with no money. I have no investors. I have no grants. I have the understanding of my spouse and the tacit understanding of my children. We are running this as tests. I'm reaching out to people that I know in the industry to get their feedback on what I'm building and asking them if they want to be involved with it. So I have built a website using Webflow. I have started to do outreach to people on LinkedIn. And the way that I know how to do all of these things, and not just building a website, but also starting a business. Where do I begin? How do I register for a tax ID number? What are the fees that I have to pay? What are the tax implications of doing all this? I want to be very clear that I don't know the answers to any of that. But do you know who does? Is ChatGPT, who's actually helping me out with this YouTube series and script at the moment, giving me some bullet points to guide me along the way. But I have a massive ChatGPT interaction here where I'm asking it every conceivable business question that I can think of. And it is helping me to build this all from scratch. So I built this website. I have now reached out to fundraising platforms that I'm familiar with to see if I can partner with them. I am here building a consumer brand to try to recruit people who are also passionate about changing the world. We're now going to be running our first tests, our first challenges, and we're building event pages in Webflow. I say we, it's me and ChatGPT. We're standing up a messaging system through email and SMS with Twilio, helping to navigate all the data between systems using Zapier and API plugins. I want to share who I think the customers are that we're building for, and hopefully you subscribe to this channel and you see the journey along the way of how this business changes, where it succeeds, where it fails, all the trials and tribulations along the way. Who do I think the first real customers are for this? We're building for the participants. If you're watching this channel because you're pissed off at the Trump administration and you want to do something about that, I want to design the best experience in the world where the call to action is for you to do something. Run, do push-ups, do kettlebell swings. If you don't want to be active, I understand. A back is horrible. So maybe you want to read. Maybe you want to play board games with your kids. Maybe you want to do a bake-off. It does not matter. I just want people to do something. And then in the pursuit of that challenge, I want to help raise money for world-changing missions. So that's our primary customer that we're building for. Where I believe we're going to monetize this company is through brands that want to align themselves with the nonprofits who want to make a difference in this world. Brands who want to engage with consumers who are also progressive and want to take a stand against these issues with them. And I believe that they would pay to support those challenges as well as to help raise money for those nonprofits. I could be wrong. That's my first guess. And it's an educated one, but one I'm working through right now. Finally, there's two other ways to monetize this that I'm deprioritizing at the moment. That is the fundraising platforms. They take transaction fees associated with that donations. At the very beginning, I just want to test this out and don't want to involve a potential revenue sharing model there. The last piece of it is monetizing the consumers, having them buy t-shirts or medals or things that would commemorate this activity. Again, this series is going to document building and scaling #hustle in real time. I'm doing this right now. I'm recording this video. It's Tuesday, May 13th. I registered this business with the IRS a week ago. I want to show every successful step, but I really want to show the failures and be very transparent on what I thought was going to happen versus what actually happened. I want to build a community of others who are starting meaningful and impactful businesses. If you're doing something in this tech for good space, if you're thinking about doing it, I want to connect with you and I want to speak to you and learn what's going well for you and where it's going terrible. And again, just be transparent in my journey along the way. So I want to hear from you. I want to hear from the other founders. I want to hear from people who are angry about these same issues. I want to hear from people in nonprofit landscape and social impact marketers and creators and influencers, and hopefully get a lot of feedback from everyone about how this is a great idea or a terrible idea and why and what we should be doing differently. So if you've ever felt like you want to change the world, but you don't know where to start, then this channel is for you. You can probably hear my kids screaming in the background. I've got kids, I've got a family. I live in this country and I want to do something about it. So I'm going to be documenting every decision, every test, every dollar that we've made, every dollar that we've spent. So comment below and tell me right now, is this interesting to you? Let me know, what are the issues that you care about? Is it banning books? Is it trans rights? Is it cancer research? What are the issues and the causes that you want us to see impacted? If you're a founder, tell me the business that you're working on, why this sounds interesting, and what you want to hear from my struggle. Subscribe to this channel, see it along the way. As we launch challenges, I'm going to tell everyone about it, and you all will be the first to know and participate and hopefully, be a part of building this business alongside with me. I'm going to add links here so you can see our website, and as we launch our challenges, I'll include the links on this page. But that is it. That's #hustle. Hope you're along for the ride.